Open Your Eyes is brought to you by the Belize Bank, our country, your bank, and Smart, bringing people together.
Live from the GBM studios in Belize City, it's Open Your Eyes. Start your morning right with your hosts, Sabrina Daly and Paul Lopez.
Good morning and welcome to Open Your Eyes.
Start your morning right.
I'm Sabrina Daly.
And I'm Paul Lopez.
And good morning, Paul
Good
Lopez.
morning.
How you doing?
I'm doing great. It is
The 2nd.
2nd of July. It is Thursday. I want to say good morning to all our lovely viewers, our audience out there, wherever you are. We want to thank you so much for starting your morning right with us. The week is, in fact, coming to an end, and we are glad to have you here with us, joining us live this morning.
Yeah, it's a beautiful Thursday morning. I know that a lot of us are looking forward to winding down the week. I am, Paul.
Yeah,
I
for
have
sure.
my holiday coming up, and I'm definitely excited about it. But I know that last night was quite a busy one for you. You were very much busy jumping into some calculations, and we'll get into that shortly. But how you feeling?
I'm good. You know, I'm looking forward to this morning's show. We have an interesting lineup in terms of conversations that are scheduled on the couch. And also, of course, we have the things you need to know. So perhaps you want to jump into the show
Yeah, let's get
lineup?
into that. So the first one we want to talk about, and we'll really start it with a question. Should Shilling Wata be banned? Here's why some say yes. And so we'll be joined by some representatives talking about the banning of plastics, single-use plastics. And we definitely have to talk about those shilling bags of water. Then after that, academic-powered consulting, helping students and professionals succeed. Also, the Belize Olympic Association Olympic Day Run 2026. We'll be highlighting that as well. And finally, Sisters Beauty Bow's summer program, fun, learning, and confidence this summer.
Yeah, indeed. And before we get into all of those conversations, of course, there's some pressing topics that we have to jump into this morning. First, but certainly, and certainly one of the headlines from last night is the fact that a representative for Belmopan, Oscar Mira, broke his silence following leave of absence. News 5 sat down with Mira in an exclusive interview. We'll be talking about that. Secondly, we've seen a second minister with ties to the Ministry of Defense now on leave of absence. That is Florencio Marin Jr., the substantive minister in that ministry. And so two falls now, if you want to put it that way. We'll be looking at that. Third, PM pledges to revamp procurement system. And last but certainly not least, Minister Francis Fonseca returns after 2 months on medical leave, that is. And so we do have a lot to discuss this morning, Sabrina, and I say we jump right into it.
Yeah, let's jump into it. I have to say kudos to you for being able to sit down with Oscar Mira yesterday in Belmopan. I know that we have been speaking about him extensively for the better part of 3 weeks or so, highlighting all the controversy surrounding these leaked Smart Stream records, tying his family to what we are calling, or what many are alleging, as nepotistic contracts being awarded. Since then, we've been able to get a couple opportunities to speak to him, albeit small bouts of interviews or moments to ask him questions. But you were able to get a sit down with him at his office. And I have to say I appreciated the report that you provided, because there's one side where people are saying you can see the active work coming out of his office. He is, of course, the area representative of Belmopan. And people are saying the work is visible. He's also saying the work is visible. But there are other persons on another end saying, regardless of that, we cannot deny the fact that there are concerns coming out of his portfolio that he was once leading, and that is the Ministry of Defense. There's been several more leaked smart stream records, now including another minister, but you were able to sit down with Minister Mira and ask him some of the questions that perhaps we missed that opportunity to discuss. He's singing the song of, we will allow the audit to take its course, you know, and he's taking a step back for that to take place. I have to say though, Paul, when I saw the interview, I got a little bit frustrated for you because there were points where you asked specific questions and I feel like he didn't exactly answer that. One of them being, how could you not know? And he just went right back to the, will allow the audit to take its course.
Yeah, I know that out there are people that expects and looks forward to combat in these sort of interviews, like a combative sort of approach. Believe it or not, that's not my style. I am one to put the questions forward and have them answered. I listen. If there's a need for follow-up, I respond accordingly. And you can't thwart what people have to say or try to pull out of people what you want for them to say. They have their positions, and in this case, Mr. Mira has his positions, and to every question, he made his position known, right? And so, but yeah, so what I met yesterday was a way more reflective Mira than the person I met on the day of the police awards when we first interviewed him. He was way more reflective, and he even more humbled, if you would, right? And his tone, his mannerism, his body language spoke to that. And I gathered from conversation with him that a large part of that has to do with the fact that he is now thinking about how this whole thing has affected his family.
Yeah.
Right? How this whole thing has bubbled over to not only affect his reputation, but now that of his siblings. The siblings that he holds so dearly relationships with. That is what he's thinking. But I go back to the comments that Julius Espat made when I first interviewed him a couple weeks back. When you're in politics, you have to think about the decisions you make and the decisions you don't make and how they will affect you, how they will affect your family, how they will affect your party, and just your entire team. To say that the time for thinking about how this is affecting your family and those relationships close to you has passed.
Yeah.
In a sense, right? Now it's just to reflect on the effects of what is taking place. And so that is kind of what I left that conversation with. Mr. Mira, I keep referring to him as minister. He is confident that the audit will vindicate him and his family. He is confident that the Integrity Commission's investigation will vindicate him and his family's name, though many people suggest otherwise. And so what we also found out is that he's still enjoying the use of a ministerial vehicle, though it doesn't have the license plate. Yesterday he confirmed it. It was parked in front of his office as well. And he doesn't know if he's getting a ministerial salary still, right? He said he has to check.
That one struck me, Paul.
Basically, the man tell me I broke because I still to check my account. But for he not check his, he have to go check his account for check if, and leave ministerial money in there because we're not dealing that type of thing there, they check account and stuff like that. So he have to go check that. And so it was very insightful, that interview, that is. And we'll have to see how it ages. It's like good wine. How or like wine or like putting fruits to ferment. How will it age over time?
Yeah.
When the audit results is released, when the integrity commission's findings are made public, how will it stack up against what Mr. Mira had to say yesterday? Those are some of the things we need to look at. But he's still, in my view, playing ignorant to a lot of the things that have been made public. And I guess that's just the position he continues to take.
Yeah.
He says he has legal representation, and legal advice that he has been given says to him, you don't want to delve too much into what you know and what you think, because you don't want to prejudice any legal action that they may intend to take after all this is over. And so, following Minister Mira yesterday, or you want to
I wanted to just add to that, because I know that this is a topic that we've been reporting extensively, and although there's an audit underway, an investigation as well from the Integrity Commission, we hear the reiteration that they welcome the audit, they welcome the investigation, because as you mentioned, that will vindicate that they did not do anything wrong. There was no corrupt act, there was no influence from Mira's part. But I think we cannot ignore the fact that, separate from that, what people are also upset about is the stink of the alleged nepotism.
Right.
And so, in essence, he can sit back and say, you know, I will be vindicated because you will see that this investigation will prove that I was not corrupt in influencing the numbers, or I was not corrupt in getting these professionals or these services from my family members, because we got value for money.
Right.
But the Belizean public are saying, that aside, was this process fair? Was this process fair in the sense of persons who might have tendered or bid for this contract? Were their options just as valuable, and were they offering a cheaper option?
Right.
That's not something that we've been able to get an answer to, and that's also a point that people are also upset about. And so the nepotism is something that we cannot ignore, the alleged nepotism, at least in this case. And I think regardless of what the audit or the investigation reveals, people will still be talking about that. And that is also leading us to the next topic.
Well, before you go, I'm glad you brought that up, because his take on it is he not subscribe to the notion or the idea that because I'm a politician, my brother and my sister can't eat. They're supposed to be able to eat, then just have to go through the right process. So we have to question whether the right process was followed. But it stinks when any member of the public sees the brother and sister or relatives of a sitting minister eating, as we would put it, because then we begin to immediately consider whether or not this is nepotism, and when the numbers begin to stack up in the millions, it even raises more questions. And so now, yesterday, we saw a second minister fall to the same fate. That is Florencio Marin Jr. To put things into context, Florencio Marin Jr. was appointed the minister, the substantive minister of defense, when the Brazilian administration first came into office after the 2020 victory, and he served up until 2025 election, and then he was moved over to the Ministry of Labor. And then there was that whole reshuffle with Ministry of Home Affairs. And at the end of, or latter part of 2025, he returned to the Ministry of Defense as a substantive minister. And so it came as a shock to many, I think, yesterday when PM announced that Florencio Marin Jr. has, he said, requested. At the end of the day, he's now on administrative leave. There are questions, and I challenged Mira about that. Perhaps we'll spend some time in the newscast today looking at his thoughts on whether he was asked to or whether he asked. I challenged him a bit on that. And some are questioning the same thing here with Mr. Marin. But now, in the aftermath of him stepping aside and being on administrative leave, only hours after, a trove of freshly leaked Smart Stream invoices made its way to my desk. And these invoices are for a company named Kukulkan Company Limited. It's 20 screenshots that amounts to roughly about 241 invoices in total. I spent last night crunching the numbers.
Yeah.
Sabrina, these things take a while.
Yeah.
Right? You have to input the data in your Excel sheet. You have to make sure that everything lines up. So you're going line by line by line, 240 invoices. And we came up with a figure. Based on what we're seeing with the invoices that were leaked yesterday, between April 2021 and April 2025, and this is just based on the invoices that we're seeing,
Yes.
GOB paid, and I use GOB for this one, and then we'll be more specific. GOB paid Kukulkan Company Limited approximately $1.7 million, right?
Wow.
So this is between April 2021 and the
2025. So 4 years.
So 4 years.
Yes.
Right?
And this is only what you have been able to receive.
Right. And so this is only what I have been able to receive, because if you go to the dates, let's look at the screen, let's look at the graphic with the dates on it. The graphic with the dates shows that the invoice numbers that we've seen begins with invoice KCL 025. That's the earliest invoice we see in these screenshots. And it ends with invoice KCL 1133, right? And we've only seen 240 invoices. And based on what we've seen with these invoices, it follows a simple numeric pattern. Each invoice has a number that follows the other. So you go from 25 all the way to the last invoice, 1133. Any right-thinking person will
Subtract it.
conclude
Yeah.
that, you know what, this is the amount or the extent to which these invoices were submitted, right? But we've only seen 240. Let's make that clear. So from 25 to 1133,
That's a total of 1,108.
so there's a lot more missing.
Yes. And
right?
we've received over 200. 200.
200.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we've over 240. So there's a lot of invoices one can conclude that we haven't seen as yet. And we've cut into the figure of $1.7 million.
Wow.
And of that number, the Ministry of Defense is responsible for a total of $1.4 million in payments of that number, right? Because the others is about 300,000 comes from like the Prime Minister's office. There's a payment for $100,000, and then there's this WOMD. There are payments for that invoice number or that invoice name for above $10,000. But the very questionable thing here is the amount of invoices of the amount
10,000.
that we reviewed that are below $10,000, right? So if we could bring up the sub $10,000, because while I say it's 240 invoices, there's a lot of them that are blurred.
Okay.
So you can't see the numbers, or you can't make out a lot of thing on it. And so there's about 45 invoices that are blurred. That's
So
about
you
35
were-
invoices that are blurred.
So you were only able to crunch about 189?
I was able to crunch 205.
Okay, got it.
And of those 205, 189 from the Ministry of Defense are sub $10,000.
Wow.
That is about 95 to 96% of those invoices. And herein lies a huge issue, Sabrina. Because when you begin to calculate the amount of monies paid out on a single day using sub $10,000 invoices, you get $100,000 in some case. You get $200,000 in some cases. In the Mira investigation, you get $400,000 in some cases.
In a
and
single
above
day.
that, in a single day.
Yeah.
And the system is not designed to work like that unless you trick it this way.
Yeah.
The system is not designed to pay out $400,000 in a single day, the Smart Dream system, $100,000 in a single day, unless you find a way around it.
So it's an abuse of the system.
Right, so it's corrupting, right? It's corrupting something that is meant to work a certain way, manipulating it in a sense, right? To bow to your will.
Yeah.
And that will is for the money to come out quicker, because nobody got time for sit down and wait a whole month for or more or less for the government to process this $100,000. So you bend the system to your will.
Yeah.
And that's a huge issue that we're seeing recurring over and over and over in the Ministry of Defense. Give me 10, give me 20 sub $10,000 invoices in one day, and that way there you will get your money. Now I know they say throw the blame on the business because that the business do this at their own will. I know they say, well, that the ministry make this directive. I ask, why is it that we're seeing these sub $10,000 invoices so much? And like who call the shots and say sending it below $10,000? Who called the shots for this to happen? And so one of the reasons why we understand Minister Florencia Marin is now on a leave of absence has to do with reported connections and reported ties, then alleged ties to him and this company, Kukulkan Company Limited. And it seems for this one company that the amounts paid to them is even more astronomical than the Mira situation. Almost make the Mira situation look like Pepitos. If you follow the invoice numbers, right? And if you're to rationalize the story that the invoice numbers is telling you. And so the Prime Minister has to do damage control, because if these things came out and you still have the minister sitting as substantive minister and amidst allegations of some sort of ties, then he would have been caught with his pants down. So he had to try to get ahead of it, in essence, right? And so now you have the substantive minister of state in the ministry at the time on administrative leave for allegations of nepotism, and now you have the substantive minister, Florencia Marin, at the time and currently on administrative leave for alleged, I'm saying for alleged cronyism, right? They say two different things. And so we really have to try to understand why these sub $10,000, like who make the call, and whether or not this is something that I'm sure the audit is looking into more closely. And so now here you have the Prime Minister saying that they're going to have to revamp the payment system. But I like the word you used earlier, damage control.
Yeah, for sure. I think also one of the things I don't want to forget to mention is that this also leaves the Ministry of Defense without a minister at the helm.
Imagine.
We know that we have the CEO, Mr. Usher, currently there. He has been on record giving several interviews. We also know that the Ministry of Defense is a ministry that has a lot of professionals, in the Army and whatnot. And so I imagine that they feel perhaps that it's not so bad versus having the Ministry of Home Affairs, where they had to place Julius Espat there as the alternate in the meantime while they try to fix this issue. But we have an entire ministry now completely vacant.
Yeah.
And the Prime Minister now has to figure out who will be placed there.
Yeah.
So that's another
That's
question.
another question.
To also
who
look
you,
at.
Who you think fit for run that ministry, Sab? And I want to ask the viewers, if you may left
Ministry
up to
of Defense.
Uno for choose somebody, which, you know, you would say that is my right because that is public office. Who you think is best fit to
I
serve
think
there?
if the Prime Minister had his way, he would put Minister Fonseca there too.
Why? Not the
Or
Prime Minister.
himself.
That,
You know,
I think the Prime Minister likely.
But he has been doing that in multiple cases, trying to, you know, take on additional responsibilities because perhaps, and this is in my own view, maybe he does not have the confidence enough to have other persons there, or it's one of those hot seat ministries like Home Affairs or portfolios like Home Affairs. And so I worry for him, you know.
Yeah.
We can't put Minister Fonseca in we can't give her every portfolio. He already has a heavy load. He has recently returned back to work as of yesterday. We know that he was present for the September celebrations theme event, but I don't know. I think Julius Espat would have also been a good positioning there, but he has his seat full as well, or his hands full as well with Home Affairs.
Yeah, so it's yet left to be seen.
Perhaps Henry Charles Usher?
Who? Well, he didn't want Home
so.
Affairs. Maybe he decides, you know, the Ministry of Defense is better, especially now that the Ministry of Defense requires a lot of work, especially to get this thing in order because it reeks. And I know the Prime Minister says that they'll revamp the system, and so it's left to be seen how the system will revamp to ensure that this sort of payment practice does not happen. Essentially, the circumventing of the process does not continue, so that you get paid what is due to you in totality at the time that you are scheduled to be paid. Because we see it across the invoices, there are payments above $10,000. So it's possible, right? You might wait longer, but there's one instance with Kukulkan Company Limited where there's a single payment from the office of the PM for $100,000, which shows it is possible to get paid above $10,000, wait your time, make this thing happen. So what happened here? And they're going to have to find a way to detect this. And some people now, they call for an audit of all the other ministries to make us see if the same practice is employed. And so it's quite interesting. I know there's a lot of viewers. I don't know if there's some comments you'd want to reflect.
Yeah, we have quite a few that
move
we
on.
can jump into. We have Esther saying here, Paul, that questioned it of a hot mess. All I'm doing now is just listen to the government. We have Michelle saying, another question I have is why the banks didn't flag these deposits per day. Yeah. That's an interesting point. Michelle also said it's the way they got paid. It looks like fraud in the way they did it. Yeah. She also said it's sad to know that almost all ministers are doing the same. That's her view of that, enriching their families. Wilson Hernandez said no right-minded person should and could support this type of behavior. Nepotism and corruption are the enemy of Belize since independence.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I know, just quickly to Michelle's point, I don't think the bank, and I get your point, but I don't think the bank can tell you how to spend your money, right? The bank just to make sure your money is safe. And then you decide how you want to spend your money, even though the bank is connected to some extent to the Smart Stream system.
Bart Sanchez said, I'd like someone to ask how many $9,000 invoices can be processed for the day. Why have a threshold have a threshold but not a threshold on the amount one company or person can receive in a day?
That's such a great suggestion.
That's an excellent question, and I think that could also be considered in the revamping of the system.
Or the amount of invoices you could process per day.
In a day,
right?
yes.
Yeah, that's so true, because we've seen cases where up to 30 invoices
Yeah.
in a single day that amounts to like $400,000.
And remember, that $400,000 in any other case would have had to gone through the contractor general and
Yeah,
several other
the
layers
treasury,
of,
etc. Yeah.
looking at that. We have Esther saying, Paul, who do you think should fit the seat? Let me hear your idea.
Quickly, in my view, I think I think at this point, I like the idea of the PM
The
holding
PM,
over.
yes.
Henry Charles Usher is a good option, but I know he don't get enterprise, so it might not be him. Perhaps
No.
even Senior Minister Dolores Balderrama Garcia, we might see the first woman at the helm of the Ministry of Defense. So you think
I didn't think about that at all. I actually like that idea.
All right, then.
I think that's a good one.
Nice.
All right. Well, we do have to close off this portion of the conversation. We want to thank you guys for sharing your thoughts in a comment section and keep them coming because we have more conversations to look forward to. When we come back after the break, we are jumping into should Shilling Wata be banned? And we'll be joined by some persons saying yes and why.
Like any other summer day in Belize, I decided to go down to Builders Hardware since I heard they had 25% off on summer outdoor products. I got a couple of items, a chair, a grill, a cooler, and I got carried away, but the prices were so good. But anyways, I might have gotten comfortable, maybe too comfortable. Then I saw the news, man, the hurricane season was not playing with me. But thank God Builders also had 25% off hurricane preparedness items as well. Flashlights, batteries, sealant, first aid kits, everything I need. And guess what? My grill survived.
When your baby feels comfortable, you feel confident. Because every little moment deserves protection you can trust. Kushkin's diapers are designed with ultra-absorbent layers that lock in leaks while staying soft, dry, and gentle on delicate skin. So your baby can play freely, and you can enjoy every smile without worry. Kushkin's diapers, comfort they feel, protection you trust. Kushkin's diapers and wipes are available countrywide at a supermarket near you.
The biggest football event in the world is finally here, and Smart is giving you the chance to play and win. Before every match starts, predict who will win. The more predictions you make, the more chances you have to win. Get 1 point towards your total when you guess the winning team. Predict the exact score and earn up to 4 points. The top scorer at the conclusion of the World Cup wins the grand prize of $2,500 in cash. That's not all. Players get a chance to win weekly prizes. Plus, our quarter-final winner gets a watch party package. Play directly in the Smart app for just 50 cents per entry. Prediction starts June 1st to July 18, 2026. Don't just watch the World Cup. Play along and win with Smart. Smart, bringing people together.
The next station is not just a place. It's the vacation capital of the world, Mexican Caribbean. Do you know why we are the capital of vacations? Because no other place on earth brings together so many ways to vacation in one single destination. Every vacation imaginable. Mexican Caribbean, the vacation capital.
Shop smart for your Samsung devices in Belize and enjoy benefits you won't get anywhere else. When you shop locally for your Samsung, all your devices will be covered by a 1-year local warranty. You won't get that when shopping with the other guys. When in doubt, always look for the Cellular World seal to know you're getting the real deal. Shop with confidence and enjoy your Galaxy knowing that it can be repaired locally at our Samsung Service Center by certified Samsung technicians using original parts and machinery. Even better, enjoy the best LTE experience in Belize, knowing that your Samsung devices are compatible with major local carrier networks. Get the ultimate Samsung Galaxy experience only when you shop from authorized Samsung resellers nationwide.
He skipped nights out, said maybe next time too often. Ramen became a lifestyle, all for this moment, his first car. Protect what you've worked for with RF&G Motor Insurance.
Running a business means every dollar counts.
As a business owner, you face different challenges every day. You need cash flow on hand as soon as you can.
With Belize Bank's same-day settlement, transactions settled by 4 p.m. are credited the very same night.
The same-day settlement will definitely make a difference for my business because I know I have money in the bank so I can pay my suppliers, my staff, etc.
Faster access to your funds, better cash flow, greater control. And with auto settlement, it's done for you every day. Same-day settlement from Belize Bank. Our country, your bank.
Before our grid reached across Belize, it was built by generations of Belizeans committed to connecting communities and powering progress. Through the hands, the dedication, and the vision of our people, the grid grew with Belize. A nation built through strength and resilience, and a network built pole by pole. Today, that responsibility continues, strengthened by every hand that follows. Each generation building on the last and carrying forward a shared responsibility, serving communities, powering schools, hospitals, businesses, and homes, supporting a nation that continues to grow. Belize Electricity Limited, built to serve, serving Belize.
Child marriage and early unions do happen in Belize. Not everywhere, but in some communities, it is still seen as normal. It often affects teenagers who enter relationships that pushes them into adulthood too soon. Child marriage and early unions take away childhood. They can lead to school dropouts, early pregnancies, financial dependence, exposure to STIs, and a higher risk of abuse.
To learn more, follow us on Instagram and Facebook.
Prepare for the sweltering heat with a Rheem AC unit to keep you and your family cool and cozy. Get the recommended BTU for your bedroom or living room and enjoy complete comfort. You can also save some much-needed cash with an inverter unit, which provides superior energy efficiency. When the heat is on, stay cool with an affordable, dependable AC unit from Rheem. Available at Benny's. Quality and savings.
Welcome back to Open Your Eyes. We are jumping into our first guest conversation, and we have some representatives joining us virtually. And the topic this morning is all about, I'd say, single-use plastics, Paul, and the impact that it has on the environment, on wildlife as well. And so the question that we're posing really this morning is, should Shilling Wata be banned? And we have some persons who believes that it should. Dr. Marissa Tellez is the executive director of the Crocodile Research Coalition. She's been on the couch with us before. This morning she joins us virtually. We also have here with us Alejandra Luengas, and she's also going to be talking about her advocacy and why she believes single-use plastics should be banned. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
All righty, it's a pleasure having you here with us. Earlier this week, we did a report on the effects of single-use plastics. Our colleague Brittany Gordon was on the scene, and she really was just walking around different parts of the country and taking a look at pollution where single-use plastics and water pouches are concerned. I believe, Dr. Melissa, she was able to also speak to you, and we've had you on the couch with us speaking about various topics, especially related to crocodiles and whatnot. I want to take a step back and look at the impacts, in your observation perhaps, of the impacts of single-use plastics in the country.
Over the last 18 years of conducting crocodile research here in Belize, there have been times where I've had to conduct a necropsy, or in a sense an autopsy on crocodiles. And one thing that has been disturbing over the years is finding plastic in the stomach of these animals. And many of the crocodiles, and you can imagine if this is happening to crocodiles, this is happening to other wildlife in our country, where there's so much plastic in their stomach that it actually prevents them from digesting food. And I did provide your producers some photos of some of the inside of some of the plastic that we have found in crocodile stomachs. We've also have found pieces of condoms, as well as plastic bags. And so this is all being ingested and impacting them to be able to eat and digest. Ooh. The other thing that we have noticed as well is that all this plastic, it makes them more slow. So if they're more slow, they can't really eat their proper diet, which is fish. So then that's also going to create more human crocodile conflict as they start going for easier prey, such as pets, such as dogs and cats. We've also noticed that those animals that have had a lot of plastic inside their stomach, their skin is very dry. So it seems like there's something where the plastic, it actually dehydrates the animal. And so the crocodiles are considered to have one of the strongest immune systems in the world. So if these animals are dying and suffering, what does that say to the rest of the animals within an aquatic ecosystem? And also, this should be a red flag, just not for the health of crocodiles, for sharks, for manatee, for other wildlife. This is also a red flag for our own public health and safety.
Dr. Tays, do you also see where specifically what we call Shilling water bags end up in the stomachs of these crocodiles as well?
We have found these Shilling bags inside of crocodiles, and we've seen in particular areas where there's a lot of trash. Crocodiles are curious. There might be a Shilling bag on the water, and you go and you see them, indirectly ingesting it or investigating it. So we have seen this. And again, if this is happening with crocodiles, how about other animals? We also know sea turtles, they ingest a lot of plastic because they think it's jellyfish.
Yeah.
So, we see it a lot in crocodiles, but this should be a red flag for all other wildlife within our aquatic ecosystems.
I mean, it has been such a difficulty in really getting to the next stage of completely removing single-use plastics in this country. It's been a conversation that we've been having for many years. We've gone as far as, I think, removing the foam plates, and we've tried with that. We spoke about plastic bags at the grocery stores. I think that's something that we're still actively working on. Yeah. But this is almost like a culture that you'd have to break, Dr. Tays. And I'd like to get Alejandra in the conversation at this point, because for the common folk who think of, for example, a Shilling Wata bag, right? Persons might purchase that because it's cheaper versus getting a 150 bottle or versus getting a dollar bottle. So how do you go about weighing the impacts of removing these plastics to the economic factor of why people might purchase the Shilling Wata pouch, or in other cases a plastic bag, where people are still trying to figure out how to go about getting these alternatives and more eco-friendly options?
Yeah, well, first, thank you for having us today and giving this visibility to this initiative that we're starting. And definitely, there are options. There are alternatives. One of the most easiest option and the most affordable water is the one that you can refill at home. So this is my water bottle. I go with it all the time. Ride the bus, walk, ride my bike, everything with this one. I have this one for 13 years already.
Wow.
And I have this one. I had never had to buy water or chilling water. So this is one of the most easiest solutions that we can offer. And actually, refillable water is the most affordable water that you can have, or you can find, right? For example, in a lot of people were concerned about the children at schools, and I want to share that right now here in Belize there is a movement, and a lot of the schools had already banned plastics in their campuses, like bottled water in their campuses. So that makes children to take their own water bottle to the school. And also we have the other cases, like for example refillable systems that have been installed in some schools as well, where you can see that for example in Wesley College they pay $20 per year for the water. So that means that it's around 11 cents for 1 day of water, all the water that a student can get. So that's the cheapest option is there.
Yeah, so tell us, Alejandra, a bit about the work you do in terms of the initiative that you all are driving where single-use plastic is concerned.
Yeah, well, the main reason why I started with this is because I saw it was really an issue. You will be walking through Belize and you will see that the Shilling water pouches are all over the place. So I started thinking I had to do something, so I started to share these ideas with friends that also work in conservation and with with other NGOs that work in Belize, and they said we can support you if you do this. And when I started to draft the first letter, it came with the trash blitz results that Sea of Life presented, and then I said, okay, I need to contact Paulita Bennett from Sea of Life to tell her about this, and she immediately jumped in and said, yeah, this is something that we should do, and we started to build this coalition and to look for different support. And it was amazing to see the amount of support that we get, and how a lot of people is really aware right now about the environmental issue that this is, and also the health issue that plastic is for our health as well.
Who are you all addressing when it comes to your movement in terms of awareness and perhaps investment in single-use plastics like the Shilling Wata?
Yeah, well, that's a very good question. And actually, with this phase out of the Shilling water, what we are proposing is, and we are using a public policy instrument that is using a phase out in stages. So we are proposing 3 years. So when you propose this type of initiatives and these phase outs in stages, you give time for because this is for the whole population. This is going to be something for the whole Belize, right? Mm-hmm. So what you do is you give time for the people to adapt and to understand why this is important. So this gives you time for awareness. So you tackle first the people that is more prepared for, and then you start to move in to the whole. So in our case, we propose three-year phase out, and the phase out starts with government buildings, with government offices, with government events. Then it moves to, in the second year, to schools, and at the end is the third year is for the whole country. Yeah. That's
Have you had any conversation with some of the distributors and producers of these plastic pouch products? I know that we have several companies here in Belize that create bottled waters, that create the very Shilling bags of waters that we're talking about.
Shilling Ideal
Shilling Ideal even. Have you guys been able to speak with some of these companies and see if it's something that they are open to buy into?
Yeah, well, not yet. We haven't, but we think that is something that we can, like, when the DOE and the ministry is like with us together, we want like to have a stakeholder meeting where we can all of together come and say our different arguments, right? Mm-hmm. As far as I understand as well, DOE right now is like conducting like or will conduct soon a stakeholder meeting with these persons that import and manufacture, distributes the water, the Shilling water here in Belize.
Yeah, going to a point you made earlier, Sabrina, some people purchase Shilling water or bagged products because they're cheaper.
Yeah.
I think about the practicality and the economic benefits for like a football team or for like a sports day, which I'm sure they're just burning through these bags of waters, hundreds of kids, simply because to many it's cheaper to buy a bag of water for like $5 than to buy 100 bottles of water, right? And so that's the economic debate that a lot of people have. It's cheaper, and so it makes it more accessible, especially for large volumes of people. I want to ask Dr. Tejas just to talk a bit about your thoughts on alternatives and if there's really an alternative here.
Yeah, there are a couple of alternatives, and one is with the government installing some type of water system within towns, within the villages. I have seen this in other parts of the Caribbean as well as Central America, where there are various water stations where people can go ahead and get clean water to drink. The CRC, we just had a fundraiser this past February, the Cocktail Gala, and part of those proceeds was to work with Village Council to install a water station, and from there we're going to plan to create a couple of water stations throughout Placencia. So that would be one alternative in getting rid of the Shilling bags, because now you have free water. Yeah. And so that's something that the CRC is working alongside in collaboration with Village Council as well as Sea of Life. So that's one way of banning the Shilling water. And so if there are ways, and there are grants out there, but we'll need the collaboration of certain environmental organizations, village councils, town councils, to be able, as well as with government, to move forward in ensuring clean water and free water for people. And that is a way of furthering and promoting public health and safety, because I think right now with society all over the world, it's really about a short-term gain, short-term outcomes, which includes the Shilling water. Well, that's just quick and easy, and it's cheap. Yeah. But let's look at the long term. All that plastic, it breaks down, it seeps into our water, it seeps into our soil. All those chemicals, we are ingesting those chemicals. So you might not see it in 2 years, 5 years, but maybe in 20, 30 years, your health will be impacted by those plastic, by the Shilling water bags, because it's just been dumped out. Now, the other part of that is we have an issue with the plastic, and that is because it's not being properly disposed.
Exactly. That would have been my second conversation, my second thought. Yeah. How much does our practice of disposal impact this issue? Because plastic at the end of the day is recyclable.
Yeah.
And it can be reused. So is it perhaps also a matter of retraining ourselves in the way how we dispose of plastic generally across the board, Dr. Tejas?
Yes, again, everything is about education. And so it is that education of why we need to properly dispose of our trash, of our waste management. Us just tossing it into the canals, or just, as we walk by, just tossing it and thinking, I don't have to worry about it anymore. No, that is going to come back to you. So there is that proper education and building that pride in stewardship, right? Because if you have a lot of pride in your community, you want your community to look beautiful. You want to spread that education of, making the community look clean and healthy. So it is also the education of why we want to properly dispose of our waste management, not just for the ambience of our community, but also for the health of community, leaving our community better for the next generation. That's something that's really important. But then that also goes to, we need to work with government to better waste management, because I know with some of these villages and towns, the waste management and trying to get rid of trash, getting rid of plastic, it's an issue. So that's why it is this collaboration of education and working with government and other entities to get the funds to further the or to decrease the plastic pollution in our area.
I mean, I'd tell you, based on my observation, when we think of breaking something like the habit of disposing plastics the way that we've seen people do that, or even purchasing water pouches because we weigh 25 cents to $1.50, people have already engraved in their mind that this is the better option. I think what might sway people more to actually decide to buy into this is the negative impacts of plastics itself. And Dr. Tay, as you pointed out, I think an excellent point where you spoke of when it seeps into our soil, when it seeps into our water, those are the same things that goes back into our system. And so the same impacts that it has on the crocodiles and the turtles and the other animals and wildlife, we are by extension also getting that impact, maybe not directly with the plastic inside us, but with the chemicals from it as well.
Yeah, so Ms. Alejandra, where do we go with this campaign, with this movement? What's the next step, and how can people find out more about the cause you're leading?
Well, the next step right now is waiting for DOE to let us know what, these consultations with importers and with distributors, what was the result of that. Also, we're super open. All the people from the coalition is there and ready to help in whatever way we can help into moving this forward. And yeah, well, our next step, and after all what we learned from the comments and the concerns of the general public, we are definitely gonna continue doing more awareness and sending more information to the general public about and explaining why this is very important.
Excellent.
All right. Well, thank you, ladies, for joining us. We appreciate this insightful conversation, and we look forward to following the progress of your initiative. All right, we are going to take a quick break now, but don't go anywhere. Our next conversation is all about academic-powered consulting, helping students and professionals succeed.
If you're into news production, if you've got a sharp eye for what audiences care about, think quickly on your feet, and you're a strong writer, this could be your way into digital media. Greater Belize Media is looking for a digital associate. It's an entry-level, full-time position, and your chance to get hands-on experience in journalism and digital storytelling. Bring the energy, the curiosity, and the willingness to learn and work flexible shifts in a fast-paced media environment. Apply now by sending your CV and cover letter to gbtv@btl.net by July 1st, 2026.
He skipped nights out, said maybe next time too often. Ramen became a lifestyle. All for this moment, his first car. Protect what you've worked for with RF&G Motor Insurance.
Ever had your car declined? Now it doesn't have to be. Introducing partial authorization. If the car doesn't cover the full amount, it notifies you what's available. You can accept the partial payment and pay the missing balance with a credit card or cash. No decline. Get what you came for. Partial authorization now available. Belize Bank, our country, your bank.
Here's how to access your contribution history on the My Social Security portal. First, go to your browser and type ssbportal.org.bz. Enter your email and password, then click Log In. Once logged in, you'll see your full portal account on the screen. On the left-hand side, you'll notice a drop-down menu for added features. Click on History, choose Contributions, read the disclaimer, then click Continue. You'll now see a full window displaying your contribution history. In the table, each row represents a different year. For example, let's look at the year 2024. Click on the row and a detailed breakdown will appear. This breakdown includes your employer's name, your earnings for each month and week, contribution type, the amounts paid, and that's how you can explore the new contribution feature on the My Social Security portal. It's quick, easy, and keeps your Social Security information right at your fingertips. Create your account today.
After an incredible round of auditions, 12 lucky contestants have been selected to compete in KTV The Remix Season 8. And now it's time to see them shine live. Join us at the Bliss Center for the Performing Arts on Tuesday, July 7th at 8 p.m. and cheer on your favorite contestant as they battle it out on stage. Tickets are available now at Greater Belize Media's office on Coney Drive. Don't miss the excitement of KTV The Remix Live. We'll see you at the Bliss.
The next station is not just a place, it's the vacation capital of the world. Mexican Caribbean, the vacation capital.
He skipped nights out, said maybe next time too often. Ramen became a lifestyle. All for this moment, his first car. Protect what you've worked for with RF&G Motor Insurance.
Life moves fast. Your connection should keep up. Need more credit? More data? A flex bundle that fits your lifestyle? With Smart Prepaid, they're a prepaid option for every lifestyle and budget, making it easy to stay connected wherever you are. Because with Smart Prepaid, you can connect on your terms. Purchase credit, data, flex bundles, prepaid plans, and all your favorite prepaid services at any Smart agent, Smart showroom, or simply dial *100# key. No stress, no waiting. Just fast, easy, convenient ways to stay connected every day. Smart Prepaid. Connect on your terms.
Welcome back. Thanks for staying tuned with us. It's our second conversation for this morning, and it's all about academic empowered consulting. And we have the founder joining us on set, Dr. Monica Manzoor. Excellent. And I want to thank you so much for joining us. This is about to be a very insightful conversation. We understand you're helping students and professionals to succeed. Tell us a bit about yourself and your passion for academics.
Yes. Thank you so much for having me. I'm really excited to be here to have this conversation. So I'm a born Belizean. I think a few years back I got into the field of higher education, student affairs. And so most of my higher education has been done in the US, and I've done all of my training in all these leadership development, assisting students, and really my passion is working with students and ensuring that they have all the resources that they need so that they can complete their education. You know, when they enter high school or university, we want to ensure that they are able to complete. There's so many challenges that they face, and not only what they face, but also ensuring that our professionals are equipped on how to support them. You know, so we want to ensure that they're successful in not just graduating, but also equipping them for everything else, right? Because it's not just receiving your degree, but also preparing you for the world, being able to get soft skills, and just you as a person, that holistic development. So I'm really passionate about that. I want to ensure that they have all the tools that they need.
So what do you expand a bit on what you mean when you say resources that they need and tools that they need? Because sometimes when you think academics and people think resources and say, you mean textbook, you mean school bag?
Do you mean money? Right? What I want to know.
Right? Are you going to give me money? Great, I'm
Are
coming.
you giving me a scholarship?
Right.
Right. Well, all of that is important for sure, you know. But so I think, you know, most of my training has been done in the US. So I've been at institutions that are very large. They have all these programs that are very specific to cater to students. And so there's so many things that students can struggle with from beginning. Let's say the transition, you know, whenever you transition from high school to university, you know, it's an adjustment. So it's ensuring that our professionals are equipped to understand and be proactive on knowing what is it that these students might face in a challenge, right? So it's about how do you start that from orientation? How can you incorporate activities that, again, you're not being reactive, but you're being proactive. So they have the training to say, they may need to feel like they belong. They may need assistance with little things like tutoring. Sometimes these students are coming from COVID times where it was very isolated. So having them being able to navigate and to be able to connect with other students, to be able to use, some institutions offer a lot of these, so the tutoring, financial aid, maybe you can work on campus. But if you don't know that these things are happening, how will you be able to find it if you don't even know how to access it?
So who do you work with? Do you work with the institutions to say these are the things you need to have in place for your students, or do you work directly with the students to say this is how we can help you?
Both. So with this consulting, what I'm trying to, so academic empowered consulting, the name comes from, you know, trying to empower institutions, faculty, staff, and students. So let's say if an institution wants to focus on their students, what I can come do is something like student leadership development. So let's say some schools have like student government association, or they may have mentoring programs, and they may need specific student leadership training on, maybe they need a little bit more guidance on what skills do they need to do mentoring, because if they are working with other students, I have also a counseling background, so it's almost some of these skills that you need. So it's being able to pass that along to the students so they can also be, so they're going to be kind of like a step up so that they can support other students, right? So it's almost, you're not only leaving the responsibility to your professionals, but you can also tap into your students, which are their peers. That is with the students. We also have with the professionals. So this could be, again, for high school teachers or for junior colleges, university. If an institution is interested and say our teachers need a specific training under leadership, or maybe they're going through a challenge, maybe they're struggling with retention with their students, maybe absenteeism, and they want some ideas on how can we navigate this, let's come and we can do that training together, and we can see what initiatives are specific to your institution because everybody is different. Each area, they're going to have different students that need different things, and it's about how can you identify those so that you can be very specific to your institution.
Is this specific to tertiary level education?
It can be both. So it can be tertiary and high school.
Okay.
Majority of my training is for tertiary institution, but for the professionals, it can still tap into high school because of the age range of the students.
You know, I'm here also thinking though, gone are the days where children just come to school and learn and leave. There's almost a need to have this level of support to students beyond just having, you know, single days where you recognize certain things. The fact that you've been able to make these additional support to students, an entire profession for yourself, shows that there is a need for students to have this. And based on your experience of working in student affairs, the absence of this in schools or the absence of this where students don't get this additional support, what's the negative impacts of that based on performance or just a student showing up?
I think it could be two different things. So in one area, you can think about at the end of this, whether high school or this degree, they're going hopefully into this working world. Employers are not only looking that you have your paper, but they want to know you as an individual. What are you bringing time management skills? Are you dedicated? Are you committed? Are you a good communicator? Do you have empathy skills? All of these are soft skills that we don't necessarily teach in the classroom per se. So whenever you are doing all of this outside of the classroom learning, it needs to be very targeted. It's almost like we have this curriculum for outside of the classroom. So it's not just to have programs, just to have, you know, we can have fun. We can have fun days. We can have, you know, for Halloween, whatever it is. But we also need to have these curriculum that are very targeted, that are very intentional so that these students can get these skills outside. So going back to the, you know, it can be catered to students, professionals, and institutions as well. So let's say if an institution on a large scale, again, maybe is struggling with a challenge, as a consultant, it's almost bringing someone from an outside who can have a different view, it can help you navigate. So all of it is really surrounded on support. It's not about, hey, let me come in, I know better than you, I can, you know, it's more about, hey, what is it that you're struggling? Maybe here are some things that maybe you haven't thought about or haven't seen it this way, and we can do research-based training, or we can do assessment. It can be very strategic to ensure that at the end of the day, the professionals and the institution can be successful. It all boils down to the student because we want them to be successful in everything that they're doing with their academics.
For sure, and I what I see here is you providing solutions to academic challenges, so across high schools, across primary schools. I think that's really interesting, right? Because oftentimes you hear the institutions saying, this is the challenge we're facing with some of these students. You hear the students saying, these are some of the challenges I'm going through. But rarely do you hear somebody saying, I have the solution, right? I think we could find a solution for that. Let's work on it together. And so that's good. Why did you decide to do this privately versus, I don't know, taking on a ministry profession, for example, and working in that route?
That's correct. So for the past 4 years, I've been doing, you know, just finished the PhD in higher educational leadership. And in that transition back, I think that a degree like this prepares you for, and especially in my case personally, I've always been passionate about being able to give back to our country, to the development of our tertiary level education system. And I am trying to work with Ministry of Education so that, you know, it's a collaborative effort. But also it can still be privately where, you know, you're offering these services to all these institutions instead of, you know, whatever that, if there's red tape or whatever it is, you know, you can still...
Maybe a particular agenda geared towards a specific school that you have to spend all your time on.
Right. And this can be very, you know, because it's private, I have a little bit more leeway in working with the institutions, whether that is financially or whatever it is. It's more one-on-one versus I don't have to worry too much about if there's other like goals or other if ministry asks you for something specific, this could be specifically from the institution. They are requesting what they are requesting, and we can work together on solving that problem.
I love that.
I'm thinking also if there's an individual student at this time tuning in and watching and listening to what you're saying, what are common questions or common services and things that you can give an individual maybe who's studying abroad or studying online at this time? Yes.
I think a lot of the preparation that I offer is, I think, confidence. I think being able to navigate how to maximize your academic journey. So let's say if a student, for example, the other day I was having a conversation with someone who a lot of times I've realized that some students don't even know how to navigate the application process. Maybe they don't know about how does scholarships work. And because I've been through it myself as a student, but also working as a professional, it's almost like you've had that in. I've also seen it on a large scale. So if a student needs assistance, it's almost guiding them from the beginning on how to navigate those processes. But once you're in, is also understanding what institutions offer. Some of our institutions here have a lot of these programs, but if you don't really know how to access these, or if you're a bit nervous, naturally you come with imposter syndrome, a lot of these things that you're nervous about doing a new journey. But it's being able to help them and say, hey, all of this is okay, what you're feeling is okay, but here is how we can navigate it. Here is if you need a little bit of tutoring, if you need, if there's mentoring program, if there's leadership opportunities. Because again, at the end of the day, we want them to develop as much as they can so that they can be prepared. We are ensuring that we want the best candidates, the best citizens for our community once they leave their academic journey.
You provide a research-based solution, as you put it. How do you ensure this research-based product and contextualize it into the Belize setting?
That's a great question. So my research is, I had to do some research for the program, and I focused on adult learning. My research was done here in Belize, so you've had to do a lot of reading, and you almost become an expert in a very niche topic. So with adult learners, adult learners are older students who are coming back to get their degree. So in my research specifically, I was able to learn what is it that these specific students need. They're very different than our traditional students. They're younger, so they need different things. They may have a family, they may be working full time. So a service that we think that may be helpful to a traditional student may not necessarily work for adult learners. So that is how I incorporate it, right? Another one of my very niche areas is mentoring program. So I've had the opportunity to develop a mentoring program, but now it's ensuring that anytime that you're developing something, you want to ensure that you read research to ensure that here are the specific things that work, because research shows you what is working, what is not, how can we apply it, and to ensure that it's applicable. One, having the knowledge and experience of education in Belize, but also ensuring that you can compare it across, So for example, focusing on research that has been done in the Caribbean, because then you know that can be comparable. So it's really ensuring that it's not just, hey, this is what I'm saying, but research has been done. This is what the research is saying
best
of
practices.
Why best practices, evidence-based training, evidence-based data, that you want to ensure that it's not just one person said this, but it's been proven that this works.
Well, you definitely, I'm intrigued by the work that you do, and so we want to thank you so much for joining us this morning.
We want to ask how we can get in touch with you.
Yes, so there is a website. I think it's a little bit long, so I think that they were going to show it on the screen.
Yeah, we were showing it. We're still showing it here.
So Academic Empowered Consulting, on the website there is a way how you can send an email or you can schedule a consultation consultation so that we can talk more, see what it is that you need specifically, and we can go from there to ensure that you get the support that you need.
All right. Well, Dr. Manzer, congratulations on accomplishing your latest academic achievement. And I definitely think that there is something that future students, current students, and even institutions and professionals can get from your service.
Awesome.
We wish you all the best.
Thank you so much.
All righty, we are going to take a quick break now, but don't go anywhere. Our next conversation is the Belize Olympic Association highlighting Olympic Day Run 2026.
We at Fulltech Systems understand that technology isn't just a tool, it's a game changer. At home, smart devices and AI are revolutionizing daily life. In education, tech is making learning more interactive and accessible for students and educators alike. For businesses and government, it's driving innovation, streamlining operations, and unlocking growth, leveraging tech for better services, infrastructure, and security. At Fulltech Systems, we help you thrive with cutting-edge solutions, partnering with leaders like Dell, HP, Microsoft, APC, Fortinet, Cisco, and Tomie. We deliver the right products for your needs, whether it's boosting efficiency, improving customer engagement, or scaling operations. Connect with us and let's drive innovation together. Fulltech Systems, your technology center, where you come for the price, but stay for the service.
Are you looking for financing on equipment, machinery, vehicles, parts, or tools for you or your business? Benquip and Belize Bank have partnered to make purchasing easier than ever with Belize Bank's convenient online loan application platform. Simply apply online, get fast and secure financing, and access the equipment or vehicle you need to keep moving forward. Even better, use the promo code when applying and enjoy a special promotional interest rate exclusively for Benquip customers. Whether you're upgrading your fleet, investing in new machinery, or purchasing essential parts and equipment, now is the perfect time to make it happen. Visit Benquip today and ask about Belize Bank online loan financing.
They're not just cigarette, vape, hookah, cigar, and all kind of tobacco product, Lego, dangerous smoke, and toxic chemical. When you smoke or vape, that cloud then not disappear. It turn into second-hand smoke and third-hand smoke where people wrong your breathing. That kind of smoke that could cause cancer, diabetes, lungs disease, and heart problems. It could kill anybody who get exposed to it. If you smoke or vape, go outside, far from people. Everybody deserves to breathe clean air.
He skipped nights out, said maybe next time too often. Ramen became a lifestyle, all for this moment, his first car. Protect what you've worked for with RF&G Motor Insurance.
The biggest football event in the world is finally here, and Smart is giving you the chance to play and win. Before every match starts, predict who will win. The more predictions you make, the more chances you have to win. Get 1 point towards your total when you guess the winning team. Predict the exact score and earn up to 4 points. The top scorer at the conclusion of the World Cup wins the grand prize of $2,500 in cash. That's not all. Players get a chance to win weekly prizes. Plus, our quarter-final winner gets a watch party package. Play directly in the Smart app for just 50 cents per entry. Prediction starts June 1st to July 18, 2026. Don't just watch the World Cup. Play along and win with Smart. Smart, bringing people together.
He skipped nights out, said maybe next time too often. Ramen became a lifestyle, all for this moment, his first car. Protect what you've worked for with RF&G Motor Insurance.
After an incredible round of auditions, 12 lucky contestants have been selected to compete in KTV The Remix Season 8. And now it's time to see them shine live. Join us at the Bliss Center for the Performing Arts on Tuesday, July 7th at 8 p.m. and cheer on your favorite contestant as they battle it out on stage. Tickets are available now at Greater Belize Media's office on Coney Drive. Don't miss the excitement of KTV The Remix Live. We'll see you at the Bliss.
Welcome back. Thanks for staying tuned with us. This is our third conversation for this morning, and we're spending some time talking about the Olympic Day Run 2026. And we have joining us on set Mr. Alan Sharp, who could talk all things Olympics Committee with us, including the Olympic Day Run. Mr. Sharp, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Sharp.
Good morning. Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure having you. So the Olympic Day Run 2026, this is an annual run, is it?
Yes, actually the Belize Olympic Committee has been having this run for many years. I was going to say from when I was young, but I still believe I'm young. I'm young. So yeah, it's been happening now. June 23rd is actually the Olympic Day that's celebrated around the world. And then each National Olympic Committee throughout the world is supposed to have an event. The key thing is the Olympic Day run. Everywhere in the world they do a run. And of course the IOC sends you these rules that you have to follow and so forth. But the Olympic Day run is basically based on to show and promote the Olympic values. One of them is moving. It's about sport. So let's move is the motto or the theme of the Olympic Day, and it's been a similar theme for the past few years. And what they're trying to do is get the community moving.
Physical activity.
Yes, because physical activity brings health, mental health, physical health. So it's about doing that. So our Olympic Day and our Olympic Day run will be happening this Sunday, starting at the Olympic House at the Marian Jones Complex. The first run starts at 8:30. We actually have 7 categories. Some of the categories run together, but we start with the U10, which is always fun. It's in
the
Belize.
Kids.
Yes, and Belize. Now think about this. The Olympic movement has about over 200 countries, like I think 206 countries or so affiliated, and Belize almost always gets one of their photos promoted on the IOC's website, and it's not all 206. In fact, it's very few. Keith Mala's son once ran in an oversized shirt, barefooted. His photo is very famous.
Wow!
And last year as well, we had some photos of the young kids running. And what we do is we make the run not so long, like some other runs, because it's a fun run. So for example, the U10 is Olympic House to the entrance to St. John's College and back, right?
That's my type of run.
That's your type of run.
I could do that.
So that is, there's, and then after that, we have the up to age 13, I believe, and then they run a little bit further down to the ice cream roundabout and back. And then we keep going up. We have the 14 to 16, the 17 to 19, and then we have the adults, which are 20 to 35, male and female, and then we have the above 35 to 50, and then 50 plus. Okay, and the older ones do the long, because it's not really long. They leave Olympic House, go to the roundabout at Coney Drive, come to the roundabout at the St. Thomas, and back to Olympic House. So it's fairly short, but it's about getting active, get moving.
I have to say, Mr. Sharp, when I thought of the Olympic run, I wasn't very interested, because I was thinking, this is what the real athletes they are coming,
right?
And you have to be part of the Olympics. So I immediately excluded myself from this conversation. But I like the idea of encouraging any person to be a part of it, because really the athletes that make it to the Olympics, it starts with physical activity, it starts with movement, and then you progress and you get more involved and you get more dedicated to your craft, and then if you're lucky and if you're really disciplined, you make it to the world stage of the Olympics, right? And so having an initiative like this, or having this annual day where all of these countries embrace that, I think it's important, because it starts with general movement. So who can take part in this activity?
Well, you know, I love that you bring that up, because although we have in one of the categories it is competitive. When I say competitive, the athletes, some athletes from different federations are participating, but we've had karate participate, you know, table tennis, just about all the federations participate and bring their athletes. Obviously, track athletes will be the ones that will lead in those areas, but surprisingly, second place is normally from different federations, or sometimes somebody that's not a part. What they do, they just like running. They run every day, but you'll find out, like we've had there's this husband and wife out of Chetumal that come every single year, all the way from Chetumal. They come with their whole family now, because first it was just them. Now they bring the son, the daughter, everybody comes and runs in our the Olympic day. They're older now, in their 60s. And last year, sorry I don't remember her name, but an Asian lady from Belize City medaled, because we give medals to the top 3. She medaled, I think she was like 75.
Wow.
You know, and to medal, you know, she's in the 50 plus, so she's beating people 55 years old. She's 70 something. And she had a bunch of friends there from her friends, you know, there, and they're cheering her on. They ran, but they cheered her on because obviously, you know, she did so well. So it is a fun run. It's about moving. It's just about getting everybody out on a day, you know, something which we're hoping to, as the Olympic Committee, to work with other organizations in having more runs. I mean, we know about the Cancer Walk. We know about different organizations. Women in Sports for the Olympic Committee has an event every March. So we want to promote more of these, probably something that can happen nearly every month, so that people can get active. I mean, I hate to get on the soapbox a little bit, but we know that in Belize, we have many physical illnesses, diseases that affect our society. You know, hypertension, diabetes, heart disease. These are all, once you do sport,
it's
far less chance.
Physical activity.
Yeah, far less chance. So, you know, and you don't need to be competitive. You just need to be active. So this is what the Olympic Day starts. Let's move. You know, it's about just moving and get going.
The challenge is, everybody else, they got walks. I only decided I'm going to run, right? So like, all right, we'll take it up another.
But a lot of people walk. I just know, you know. So they run and walk.
They walk on it. Yeah, they're just not the ones that are medal.
Yeah.
Right? Because the ones that we run are medal. How do you register for this?
Okay, so on our website we have a link that you register, but you can come early morning. The registration starts at 7 a.m., but we prefer that you try to register earlier, because we have a company that puts a chip on you, so that they measure your time exactly. So even if you want to test how much time you will take to accomplish the run, you will be timed and be given your official time. So doing the online is the easiest way. But you can come and register that morning. We have T-shirts, so everybody that's participating, well, up to the amount of T-shirts we have, we get a free T-shirt to participate. And of course, you know, being the Olympic Committee, and we've been doing this for years, is that at the end we have a little snack for you, hydration. So it's not just participating, but we're trying to give different types of incentive, and of course it's going to be a healthy snack, right? To make it all part of the Let's Move movement.
How on the topic of Olympics, when is the next Olympics scheduled?
It's Los Angeles 2028 for the next Summer Olympics.
Oh, so you got two more years.
which is very short in an Olympic cycle,
very
right?
much so. And I don't know that we're preparing athletes specifically for the upcoming Olympics, but how is the committee working with athletes these days? What are you all doing with athletes these days?
Well, I want to start up by saying, we need to do a better job in telling everybody what we do.
Yeah, the story.
We spend over $1 million every single year. Every single year, the Belize Olympic Committee spends over $1 million directly spending into the athletes of Belize. We feel that's significant for our size as a country, for our size as a small Olympic committee. But right now, for example, we have 6 athletes on Olympic scholarship. Each of those athletes gets 3,000 Belize dollars per month to be full-time athlete, or as close to full-time athlete as they can. All 6, I believe, are, well, most of that 6 are full-time students. We have 3 in athletics, 2 cyclists, 1 swimmer, who are on full-time scholarship, and all of them are doing excellent at this time. Jivin and Derek Chavaria, they're doing excellent. Davia, the swimmer. We have Brooklyn, the jumper. Brooklyn just won a championship in the United States, and she is ranked, I think, top 10 or top 20 in the whole of the United States in her age group.
Wow.
As a long jumper. So, these are athletes that are at a very high level. They hopefully will do well to get into the Olympics possibly, but even if not, they're very young. They're 18 years old, so that's the beginning of their career. Normally, you peak in your mid-20s, late 20s. So these are athletes that we are investing in. The Belize Olympic Committee, and you guys had put it on your news. We have invested in basketball, 3-on-3 basketball. We give a team support grant, which is $100,000 over a 4-year period, or they can spend it how they want in the 4-year period. And then we have many other programs which are helping the national federations directly. So, we are trying our best to work with the resources we have. One of the big advantages that the national federations have with the Belize Olympic Committee is that through the Olympic Solidarity programs, we can help with coaching seminars. Athletes go to camps, training camps on the international scene, help at least in stipend coaching, to help in whatever areas we can. Obviously, we have a long way to go yet, but the snowball has starting to move, and there's a lot happening. And again, Olympic Day is to bring a highlight to the Olympic movement, and of course, the ultimate goal is those elite athletes.
Yes.
All right. Well, Mr. Sharp, it's a pleasure having you here with us, highlighting the works coming out of the Olympic Committee, and also giving an opportunity for everyone to celebrate Olympic Day here in Belize and take part in physical activity and join a community. We wish you all the best.
Thank you so much, and please come out.
It is Sunday, right?
Sunday.
Yeah.
We didn't even make it 6 a.m., right? We put it 8:30.
Perfect.
So that you can get up and come out.
Yeah. That's excellent.
Make a little bit of sacrifice.
We should go.
I won't be here.
Oh, yes, you won't be here. I'll represent both of us. I'll bring up my family.
All right, cool.
Thank you, guys.
Well, thank you very much. And now we take another quick break. And when we come back, we are jumping into Sisters Beauty Bow's summer program. Fun, learning, and confidence this summer.
People don't travel with cash anymore. People would stop and they want to do a coffee tour, they want to buy coffee, but people don't have cash with them. Online banking facilitated a lot of what we do. I don't have to run to town and I have to use fuel and other expenses. Atlantic Bank actually approached us they facilitated us with a bank account, which is something that, you know, we didn't have in hand, and then with a POS machine. I sit and sip my good cup of coffee and do payments.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
Insurance fact. Did you know Home Protector Insurance provides liability insurance that is for licensing? Public liability insurance for the hotels and guest houses protects the guests staying at the resort. Tour operators insurance for on-site tourists and marine passenger liability for passengers. You take care of your guests, we'll take care of you. Visit any Home Protector Insurance office near you to learn more.
The next station is not just a place. It's the vacation capital of the world, Mexican Caribbean. Do you know why we are the capital of vacations? Because no other place on earth brings together so many ways to vacation in one single destination. Every vacation imaginable. Mexican Caribbean, the vacation capital.
Here's how to access your contribution history on the My Social Security portal. First, go to your browser and type ssbportal.org.bz. Enter your email and password, then click Log In. Once logged in, you'll see your full portal account on the screen. On the left-hand side, you'll notice a drop-down menu for added features. Click on History. Choose Contributions. Read the disclaimer, then click Continue. You'll now see a full window displaying your contribution history. In the table, each row represents a different year. For example, let's look at the year 2024. Click on the row and a detailed breakdown will appear. This breakdown includes your employer's name, your earnings for each month and week, contribution type, the amounts paid, and that's how you can explore the new contribution feature on the My Social Security portal. It's quick, easy, and keeps your Social Security information right at your fingertips. Create your account today.
Welcome back. This is our final conversation, and it's all about Sisters Beauty Bows. We are joined by Shireen Palacio, and she brought some goodies, some beautiful items to display, and also she's here to talk about her business and latest summer program for children, hoping to build confidence in girls and anyone who would like to take part in bow making. Miss Palacio, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
And thank you for having me here. Really appreciate it.
Alrighty. Well, let's jump into Sisters Beauty Bows. I think the name kind of already alludes to what will be or what it's all about. But tell me a little bit about yourself and your journey into having the small business.
Okay. My name is Shireen Palacio, and I am the owner of Sister Beauty Bows. My business is actually a small business. It's something that I started from home, and it's something I'm still doing up to this date. I create hair bows and hair accessories for little girls in a variety of colors and print and design.
Yeah.
Sister Beauty Bow was established in 2020 during the COVID time, and it was inspired by my two beautiful daughters, Jazaira and Zaya Hernandez.
Oh, so you are a mom of two girls.
Yes, Mom, I am.
I understand you also have a son.
Yes, I do.
Tell me a little bit about the connection with bows and girls. Are we just seeing that, you know, little girls, they just love these hair accessories?
Yes, for my girls, I'm a mom that loves to, you know, dress them up and have them looking all girly. So there are times that I will mostly fix their hair and add a bow. Like, they always having a bow, you know, so the inspiration came from the two girls.
Yeah. I know that when we think of like hair accessories, there are two things that come to my mind. There are kids who will absolutely embrace it and they love having these items in their hair. And then there are some other girls where you put them in and they last for about 15 minutes and then you have no idea where they are.
Yes.
They pull them out. You know, you're lucky if you'll find it under the couch.
Yes.
But you've gone an extra step in creating these bows as well. What has been that process since 2020? How has this evolved?
It has been going really great. I do attend the night market in Belmopan, so that's the event that happens every month where I would showcase and sell my bows. I also attend the Bell Trade usually have a program whereby, you know, so I also get involved in those programs. And it do have its ups and downs, however, you know, having a business is really a lot of work. And when you have to do it mostly alone, it takes a lot on you. But it's because it's a passion of something that I love, it's something I continue to keep doing.
How have you made your product better over the years? Perhaps from where you started, I don't know what it looked like, to where you are now. Talk to us about how it has progressively gotten better. What does that look like?
Okay. Actually, when I started to use material that I was able to find here in Belize. So that would be like the ribbons, they have these glitter foamy papers that I use, and eventually I started to do my own research. You know, and I found out about a company in Houston that actually sell the printed leather.
Oh.
Yes, so I started to purchase from Houston.
And you switched to leather?
Yes.
Okay.
So quality.
Yes, we switched to leather.
Imagine,
and
we never say leather bow, but maybe I just know they look
so these
well.
are like high quality bows, you know, and it's something that can last.
One of the things
it's just quickly, it's not only leather, right? You have other materials you use.
Ribbon as well. If you notice, if you see that the bright one,
so
that
this one, this is the leather.
Yes.
This is leather. Let's just look at them quickly.
Yes, sir.
These are pins, actually.
Yeah, you can turn it around. You have it upside down.
You can take it out.
Upside down?
Yes.
It's a pin.
Shows you how much I know.
Oh, yes.
Oh, I love this.
You feel the material?
Yeah, if you feel the material, it's so
really
different. It's like leather.
You don't find these around.
Yeah, those are not in stores. So if you get it from Sister Beauty Bows, they are one of a kind.
Yes, I like that. And then this is the ribbon.
That's the ribbon with
material.
the transparent, thick material, if you can feel it.
That's cool.
And it's high quality,
yeah,
right?
you can feel it.
Yeah, so you have the ribbon. And then this is, these are all leather as well?
It also comes with a little bandeau.
Yes, this one is actually
you show
retouchable bow. This you can use, attach the bandeau to the bow
bandeau, that's how you
itself.
name for real?
Yeah,
bandeau. We call it bandeau. Yeah. And then this, you can wear it as the clip, just the clip, or you can also attach it to the bandeau.
Oh, I like that. That's innovative.
Like this.
Look at that.
That's
and that
neat.
that transforms the whole look.
I love Paula. You are so amused.
Yes.
I mean,
and you can even put other ones on it too.
Yes, if you would like to change, you can.
I have a daughter and a wife that loves dressing her up.
Yes.
So there's this is
yeah, you get your own enjoyment as dad too. Now, what I really like about this is the way that you've been able to turn this business into also an opportunity to bring other kids on board through a summer program even.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, Sister Beauty Bows have started this summer program. Last year we did a workshop. I actually had a workshop for the little girls whereby they were able to learn how to make these bows. I would go step by step teaching these girls how to make bows, hair bows, you know, because I want to encourage entrepreneurship as well at a young age, and hopefully in the future these children will be able to probably have the mindset to want to start a little business and start a little saving as well.
You know, there's an element of even building confidence in these young girls as well. Why is it important for yourself as a mother, as a community member? I know you're also a teacher.
Yes, Mom.
For you to do your part in building confidence in these little girls who are interested in this?
I believe that our little girls need that guidance and need someone that they can open up and be honest with, and to be able to know that they are loved, you know. And it's always important to love yourself first in everything that you do, and accept that, you know, you're beautiful. You don't need all these stuff that is, you know, that is now, what should I say, that is now society. They call things
Norms,
that the norms of what society is now having the girl feel like, oh, they're not important, they're not beautiful because they need extra stuff.
Do you think you have daughters?
I have 2 daughters.
2 daughters. Do you think young girls or children are aware awareness of how they look, how things look on them, perhaps really self-conscious about their looks and appearance, just based on your interaction with your daughters and other kids?
Yes. And as they grow older, you learn that their interest is in different things. But as a mother, you have to remind your daughter that, you know what, you were made this way, and you're beautiful that way.
I agree. And so as that awareness grows, what you tell them shapes how they view themselves and their appearance throughout the years, because this product is about appearance, right? And it's about building that confidence within yourself from an early stage. So when it comes to the camp, when does the camp begin and how can people sign up?
Okay, the camp will start on the 13th of July to the 18th. And parents can sign up by contacting me on Facebook. I have a business page, Sister Beauty Bows, or they can call me at 610-5522. The program will last the entire week. And each day these kids will have a hands-on activity to do, whereby on the first day, which is the Monday, they will create a hair bow. The Tuesday, they will be doing a keychain.
Yes, that's a keychain.
Oh, I didn't show
so that
one.
one is different.
Yes, this is a wristlet, whereby these children will be able to create this wristlet step by step as well, with me teaching them, and they will be able to take it home. All the stuff that they'll be making for that week, these children will take home, and yes, so this is what they're going to make the second day. And they can add their little lip gloss to it. They can add any other accessories that they would like, and they can add it on their school bag.
I mean, I'm not even joking.
On their purse.
I would even use something like that as an adult. I love that. That's beautiful.
Nice. It takes a lot of work, but it's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's really
so
beautiful.
that's day 2.
That's day 2. And on day 3, these children will be making beads bracelets. I know, and most kids love making bracelets, whereby they will be picking out their colors, their charms, and those things that they love to create their beads bracelet. And on Thursday, which is the 4th day, these kids will be doing a sip and paint.
Oh, this is so nice.
Sipping juice?
Yes, sipping juice, of course.
Yes.
And painting some beautiful bows on a canvas.
Yeah.
And on Friday, which is our last day, these children will be actually doing a showcase where their parents will be invited to come along and to see what all we have made for the entire week. And we'll have a short and small little ceremony where they will receive their certificate to show appreciation and to show participation of the entire show.
How long is the camp each day?
I have 2. There is 2 times that was provided. Sorry. Yes. We have the session in the morning, which is from 9 to 11:30. And we also have in the afternoon from 1 to 3:30.
Now, what's the age range?
We're looking at kids at the age of 6 to 12. And however, I'm still inviting kids that are 12, 13, 14, because the keychain is something that they can learn to make, and also, eventually start a little business as well.
Yeah, for sure. And the price of the program?
I have 2 price options. And reason for that is because I consider the parents that cannot really afford to have the kids go for the entire week, but they can still have them go for 2 days, So I look at that to try to include everybody.
And
the prices? Yes, ma'am. The prices for the 2 days it's $50, and for the entire week it's $100.
Oh, that's really
not bad at all.
And you provide everything?
And yes, everything will be provided to the kids. They just need to show up.
Wow, that's very affordable.
And the location of this is?
Yes, this year we have partnered with the Pan City Council, where they did provided the venue, So I would like to thank Belmopan City Council for providing the venue which this program will be taking place at the May Garden Park in Belmopan.
All right. And in terms of outside of the camp, for those who are interested in purchasing products from you, how do they reach out to you?
Okay, you can find me on Sister Beauty Bow page on Facebook, or you can contact me at 610-5522.
Is it by order or just what you have?
I do have on stock, so if they would want to purchase something, I do have on hand.
All right.
And they can also do order, and we also do customized bows. If you would like your child name, a picture, we can go ahead and do that as well.
Nice.
Well, this sounds exciting, and beyond that, we know that we can purchase these products as well. Do you have a social media page specific for this, so we can reach out to you and get our hands on some of these items?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Miss Shireen. This is such a beautiful initiative. You know, sharing your gifts, sharing something that you are passionate about as well, and giving other girls and anyone else interested an opportunity to enjoy crafts and also even expand and maybe become entrepreneurs in the future as well.
That's the motive. That's what we want to encourage them to do, you know.
All righty. Well, we wish you all the best.
Thank you so much for having me, and you guys have a good day as well.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
All right. Well, this has been wonderful, but we do have to wrap things up, Paul.
Yeah.
All good things do come to an end, and we want to say thank you to all of our guests who joined us this morning, and also you guys for locking in with us. It is July 2nd, and if you're celebrating a birthday today, happy birthday to you. If you'd like to give a birthday shout out, or if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can send us an email at oye@greaterbelize.com.
I'll interrupt our regular schedule closing just to remind people that KTV The Remix Season 8 is on.
I know.
Right? We saw the audition show. I know you all talked about it extensively on Wednesday morning. I have my views and my takes. Yeah, I have.
We could talk about it tomorrow.
I don't pick my winner, by the way.
I have my favorite too.
Yeah, so, but that was the audition show on Tuesday. The live shows officially begin next week, Tuesday, and tickets will go on sale when, producer? Tickets are already on sale, I understand.
Yeah, so you can get it right here at Coney Drive or at 88 Shopping Center on the Boulevard here in Belize City.
All right, and then on the night of, it's usually at the box office.
Yes, you can get it at the Bliss as well.
At the Bliss as well, and so this definitely promises to be an exciting Tuesday night, exciting opening show. They're only $5. $5 for
any seating at the house.
Any seating at the house. First come, first serve. That's how we seat, right? And it's promising to be an exciting first night, and so you don't want to miss out on those tickets. You definitely want to get them early. But with that, we also want to tell you that you can follow us on Facebook, that's Open Your Eyes BC, or Instagram for all behind-the-scenes content, that's Open Your Eyes, OYE Belize, sorry. And we even have
your mind
and your hearts wide open.
Have a wonderful Thursday. We'll catch you tomorrow. Bye.
Open Your Eyes was brought to you by the Belize Bank, our country, your bank, and Smart, bringing people together.